Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Latorian Paul. Today, I wanted to continue with my simple strategy, but I also want to go into some ways, one way that you can make this thing all come together like a good puzzle piece. All right, so we know we got this is today is not our usual trading selection, NZD USD, but there's a reason that I found to be a better way and a safer way, and for the sake of consistency, trading a major pair. In this particular case, NZD USD. I chose NZD USD because I'm familiar with it, and the benefits of trading NZD USD. One, low margin. Two, low volatility. And I know some people will say, well, how is that a benefit? How is low volatility a benefit? I'll get to that in a minute. Three, you can get into bigger trades quicker. You can do more on a low volatile pair with $200, $400 than you can do on a high volatility pair. The payoffs are not as grand, but the consistency is what we need. Major pairs are the equivalent to trading stocks because they're slow, and they're not as slow as stock prices, but it's enough movement that you can grow. Okay, so let's just go into it. We know the strategy. Across of moving averages, look for a break and retest, enter. All right, so you say, well, I have $400 and I'm trying to figure out how I can get to that million, how I can get to that big boy status. So let's just break it down. Okay, first of all, before you can make $1 million, you got to make a half million. Before you make a half million, you got to make at least 100,000. And before you can make 100,000, you got to first touch 10. All right. So now with $400, you can do that. You can touch easily more than 10,000 in a month trading NZD USD. And so as you can see, if you look at the cursor and you look at the bottom of the chart, the date says June 13th, 2023. So I just want to go through a few different scenarios to show you how, and this is, if you guys can recall, or just I want you to know that everything that I'm showing you are things that I'm doing. I've tried a lot of things and I failed a lot of things, but I'm continuing to try. A lot of these different things that I'm seeing, the different points of views of the charts that I'm seeing are a direct result of me not giving up on trading and allowing God to show me things that have always been there, but I wouldn't have saw them had I not kept looking. So you can do this two ways. You can do it the prop firm way, or you can do it just with your own money, right? If you do it the prop firm way, you can go to, let me see if I can show you here. Do a new share if I can get this well out. You can go to FXify and do instant funding. Okay, you can go to FXify. Let me share this new screen real quick. Give me 1 second. You can go to FXify. This should be on there right now. Okay, come on, computer. You can go to FXify and do instant funding, and with the instant funding option, so move the video away. Okay, there we go. With FXify, you can do instant funding, and you want to go with the $10,000 option, instant funding. You get an $8,000, 8%, which is 800 daily loss limit, but it's plenty because you only want to go for 400 minimum, right? $400 minimum. So you're taking $359 and you're getting the 10K account. Well, some people say, why would I take $359 and get a 10K account, which gives me a daily loss limit of 8%, which is 800? That don't make sense. Well, if you're not as confident as you are as in your trading ability, you want to give yourself a cushion. Me, on the other hand, and some of us are more confident in our ability to trade. That if we trade $400, we can go instantly with a two standard lot trade. Whereas if you had that same capability, if you're not as confident in what you know or your experience in trading, you want to give yourself a cushion. That way, if you take a loss, you still have another option, another a bounce back, a safety cushion, for lack of better words, that you can use to still produce the same goal. $400 a day minimum is a minimum of 8,000 a month. Now, obviously, you got profit splits up to 90%, so that 8,000 may be 7,200. But who's complaining, right? The goal is to grow, and then if you want to continue to do the instant funding, you can get up to a 100K account, which gives you access to an $8,000 daily loss limit, and it's $3,400 plus. Probably have some fees attached to this, so I would say like 3,500. But you get access to double that, a little bit more to double that, which gives you the cushion and security to still do this very thing, okay, on a bigger scale. So let's get back to the chart, and I'm gonna break down to you. I'm gonna break down to you the strategy. Okay, so we have here, let me get this. Why is it not picking me up? Let's see something. Hold on a second. So this is not picking me up, and I want to make sure that this video is accurate. Okay, let's see what we got. So we have, okay, let's go. So we have the moving average strategy call. So here's the thing. You either have $400 of your own, or you have the FXify 10K account instant funding, which means once you pay that money, you instantly are funded. You instantly have your account. You can get paid out as soon as you make profit. Okay, you anywhere you go, you got capital. So here's the strategy. The strategy is to use a pair such as NZD/USD that gives you a bigger entry with a lower margin. So with NZD/USD, I can trade, if I'm trading my own personal money on my Hanko trade account, I can trade a standard line at probably at $130, which means I can take two standards. With obviously with 400 is more than enough to take two standards. So if I take a two standard lot trade, if I only take two standard lot trades the entire month, 20 days, I'm guaranteeing myself I'm guaranteeing myself a minimum of 8,000, because I can get 20 pips a day, for sure, right? 20 pips a day at $20 a pip, 20 days, 20 trading days. That's if I'm taking one trade a day. That's not even including if I find other entries in the day. $20 a pip at 20 pips. So let me just break it down. So we're gonna go through. Let me go to the beginning of a month, June 1st. June 1st, and we're looking for our strategy. Okay. Keep in mind, you're not gonna always see a trading setup every day that go along with the strategy, but let's just see what happens with this month of June. This is June 1st, 2023. All right, so I'm gonna just check off to make sure. I'm gonna just check off. My goal was to just check off throughout the month of June. If we got that 20 pips, we're gonna go with the minimum approach. So we got moving average cross. We got a break, retest right after the cross. If we get 20 pips the first day, we got that 20. All right, next day. All right, it came down here. This is more of a continuation. Obviously, moving average cross did not happen, but it's still a continuation of the previous day. We didn't get a break and retest to the upside, but we got a break and retest to the downside at the high of the day. So you could technically say, because this will definitely be anytime you see price dropping, there is a moving average cross on the lower time frame. So I just want to give y'all guys that heads up. Okay, And I know some of us are trying to find a way to stick to it. So technically, for the advanced trader, this would be a trade to the downside. For the non-advanced trader, they wouldn't look for anything. Okay, so that they probably wouldn't have traded this day. All right, so we're gonna still mark it as a day. Okay, because we're just getting 20 pips. We got a high here. We got a break to the upside. No retest. Then we had a break to the downside. Retest. We get in here, and you got the 20. We're just going for the 20. And mind you, we're trading at the same. This is $20 a pip. Minimum goal, 20 pips. It's not a volatility chase. It's not a roller coaster of highs of how much pips you got. This is for the sake of consistency. Okay, 8,000 a month is 96,000 a year. All right, and you pay your own taxes or whatever. That's still at your own dime. So let's say after 96,000, you paid, let's say 35%. And I'm just going to give you guys a heads up of the minimum of what's possible. All right. So after 96,000, you pay 34,000 in taxes if you do that route, or you find a way to get some type of expense or tax deferment, whatever. It's still 100,000 a year, and this is the minimum approach. Now, obviously, we know that in trading, you don't have to stay at that same goal. So let's just, for the sake of progression, we're going to just try to get to the first month, because 8,000 in 1 month can be 80,000 the next month, and we know that. All right, so let's just, for the sake of proving my point with this strategy and this pair, let's keep going. The moving average cross, we have a break this low, no retest really, break, retest to the downside, that's 13, and then we had a break of the high, retest of this, we get our 20. Okay, so we got the trade. That's day 3. We got 20 pips coming into a moving average cross. We got a break, retest. Did we get 20 pips at all? Boom. Day 4, check. All right, let's look at day 5. And like I said, we're not trying to get all the trades. We're just trying to cover the basics because we're trying to grow. So all we're trying to do is grow our account enough to go bigger next month. Okay, trading is an exponential growth progression opportunity. So we have moving average cross at a break, some of a retest. Got 12 there. We got a cross, no movement, push up to the high. Got a moving average cross. And got a lot of play. Now this is where the intellectual side comes into play. A lot of people wouldn't think to look. Remember what I said. Whenever you have a price moving in a direction, the moving averages have to follow. Okay, so if you don't see this break and retest on this time frame, I can bet everything, I promise you, that these wicks are break and retest. These wicks are always break and retest to the downside. Or you can see a wick to the downside is price pushed down, came up. Price went up, came down. Okay, so you can see that even here, price broke this low, came back and retested the low. So if just by knowing these things, it will help you to look at the details of the candles and say this is a break and retest. For one, you know it's a break because price went past this low. How you know it's a retest? Because it went back to the upside, came a little bit higher than there, and you could have got in at that entry for the sale. All right. So I would technically count that, because I've been telling you guys that price and moving averages have to work together. So that day 5 would have been 20 pip minimum. Day 6, you're coming out the gate. You got this one right here. This is definitely 20. All right. Day 7, you have continuation. You have a break, retest. That's definitely 20. And like I said, we're going for 20, but as you can see, these days have been producing a lot much more than 20. All right, day 8, break, retest, 20. The cool thing about going for 20 or going for that minimum approach is that you don't get to give money back to the market. All right, at least it's just been one day, one trade a day, right? And so we're going for each day is the epitome of $400 a pip, $400 a day. Most supervisors don't make that type of money. All right, that's like lawyer money. That's a CEO, not CEO, but executive money, 100,000 a year, right? And it's at your own dime. It's not even a whole day. Okay, so moving average cross, got a break, got a retest. Okay, so day 10, 10 days in, all checks, which means you should be up 4,000. All right, day 11. Now, mind you, the moving averages across here, well, when they don't touch, there are continuations. Okay, so no touching, break, retest, more than 20. So day 11 alone could have been trades for almost 4 days. So one trade could have encompassed 4 days. But we're gonna just keep it with the $20, the 20 pip minimum, and then we're gonna finish the rest of these 9 days just to see how possible this strategy is. All right, so day 12. All right, we have we got a break, retest, 20. At the high, after the move has been made, break and retest, and you got the 20. Day 13. All right, day 13 will be kind of tricky for a lot of people because it ranged down. All right, but you can just play the break and retest. So you had this low, you had this high. Price broke this low, pushed up to this high. Once price came back, anything beneath this line, and I learned this from Trades by Side, is his ICC strategy. So mind you, I encompass a lot of different strategies in my outlook, but I promise you, with price going down, like I said before, there was a moving average cross on the M5, definitely the M1. So it goes in line with the movement price going down. Okay, so you had this low, this support broken, turned to a resistance, and you had this high, right? So you having market structure shifts happening. You got lows being broken and highs being broken. So price comes back down here, and you sell anything under this point is a sell. So you sell, and you got the 20. That's the minimum. Day 14. What do we have? Moving average cross. We have the break, retest real quick, 20. Day 15, we're in continuation mode, so we're looking for break or retest. So we have a break, we got a break, retest, is this 20? That's 20. Before you wake up, you got to break and retest for breaking the previous low. All right, day 16, we have the moving averages are not crossed, but we have higher highs. Got to look at that. So we wait. Got a break. Got a retest. 20. All right. 4 more days. Day 17. Moving averages is crossed. We're looking for a break and retest. So we had a break after the cross. Retest came a little bit of a drawdown, but still gave us 20. Day 18. Moving average cross. We had a break. Retest came, a little bit of a drawdown, but ultimately gave us plenty more than 20. Day 19 came. Moving average cross. We had a lot of movement going down. We had a high here, slight break, slight retest, break, retest, 16, and then what else we had? The same thing again. We had a break of this high with a retest, so that's about 20. 16 and 8 is 20. I know it's not going to make sense, but we're going for the minimum. So we had moving averages have not crossed, looking for a break and retest. We had a break, we got another break, broke this high, retest. That 20? Yep, that's about 20. So 20 days. 20 days checked off at $20 a pip at 20 pips for each day. That's $400 a day. That's $8,000. Now, if you traded this on your own, for one, you accomplished the goal. For two, that whole 8,000 is yours, and for three, you're looking to make a withdrawal, and you're looking to up the ante going into next month. But you can continue to do the same thing. Now, watch this. Now, if you traded prop firm, same thing. It may have a little bit of a waiting window to receive your profits. You may not get the whole 8. You may get up to 90% of that. So that would be 7,200, right? So now you don't have to. The cool thing is most people, when they get more money, they go, hold on, Ray. They go to trade pairs that they have not traded. So if they were to go through all of that, go through all the consistency and the discipline, and overlook the power of discipline, they would lose out on an even bigger month. What am I saying? Well, with 8,000 in your personal account, if you took out 4,000, all right, or what it say for instance you took out 6,000. Well, let's just say 4,000, so that you can see the difference in 4,000 and 400. You can do the same thing you just did with 4,000 instead of 400, but you'll be trading at $200 a pip. So instead of making $400 a day, you make $4,000 a day. So $4,000 a day at 20 days is 80,000. You're doing the exact same situation. You're just going for 20. Now, obviously, we saw that you can make a lot more than just 20 pips a day. It's because you're walking in this hole. You can make a lot more than that. But if you just went for the minimum of 20 pips trading NZD USD, you can go from 8,000 to 80,000 to 800,000 to 8 million doing the exact same thing. Only thing that's changing is your lot size, which is nothing. It's nothing. It's the epitome of growing older. You go from one shoe size to the next, right? You go from $400 at the beginning of one month to at the end of the next month, the second month, you're up 88,400, including your original investment. And that's just 2 months. So you got a good strategy. Don't let the volatility fool you. Stick to the non-volatile pairs. Have you a minimum, because you're not always guaranteed to get the maximum, but you're always guaranteed to have a minimum. The minimums are what you should strive for anyway, because you're gonna always have a ranging day, a ranging week, right? The minimums. Now you will have days like this where you take this trade, you get a moving average cross. Let's say, for instance, you withdraw half, and you got the 4,000, and you coming back swinging with $200 a pip, right? And you enter here. This one day would have brought you 18,000. So just and this is on NZD. So you would have made a quarter of that 80,000 in your first day, right? So the potential is there. Stick to the strategy here. Go for the minimum. All right. If you want to know how do you say, well, how do I go for the minimum but still leave me room for the maximum? Well, you go for the minimum, and when the market moves, if the opportunity presents itself, you put your stop loss at that 20 pips. So if you're let's say for instance you got in here and you woke up and you go to bed, you wake up, you 40 pips of profit, so you're up 8,000. You put your stop loss at that $4,000 profit mark, and you let it go. So 20 pips would have been here. That's 20 pips. You woke up here. Put the stops here and let it go. If it come back and knock you out, guess what? You still got your minimum 4,000 for the day. Right? And then as you continue to knock down that minimum, your cushion grows. Let me cut that back on because I got the window open. But that's it. That's really the strategy and the risk management and the plan for the following month. Who do you know that makes 80,000 a month? I don't know anybody that make 80,000 a month. The people out here that make 80,000 a month, people out here that make 80,000 a day. But that's possible because they saw the value in the small thing. All right. So that's all I want to say today. I'm going to save it to my YouTube channel, and then I'm going to share it to my Facebook page. But that's all for today. You guys have a great day.
See ya.